व्ययाय नमः। ॐ अविनाशिने नमः। ॐ अचिन्त्याय नमः। ॐ अप्रमेयाय नमः। ॐ अद्वितीयाय नमः। ॐ अनिकेताय नमः। ॐ अनुशासनप्रियाय नमः। ॐ अन्तःसाक्षिणे नमः। ॐ अन्तर्यामिने नमः। ॐ आनन्दाय नमः। ॐ आत्मस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ आङ्ग्लभाषाविदुत्तमाय नमः। ॐ ईश्वराय नमः। ॐ उदारहृदयाय नमः। ॐ उत्साहवर्धकाय नमः। ॐ एकस्मै नमः। ॐ ओङ्कारविदे नमः। ॐ करुणासागराय नमः। ॐ कर्मपरायणाय नमः। ॐ कालातीताय नमः। ॐ कैवल्यस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ कृतात्मने नमः। ॐ कृतकृत्याय नमः। ॐ गीताज्ञानयज्ञप्रचारकाय नमः। ॐ गुरवे नमः। ॐ गुणातीताय नमः। ॐ ग्रन्थकृते नमः। ॐ चिन्मयाय नमः। ॐ चिन्नसंशयाय नमः। ॐ जगदात्मने नमः। ॐ जगत्साक्षिणे नमः। ॐ जनप्रियाय नमः। ॐ जितेन्द्रियाय नमः। ॐ जीवब्रह्मैक्यविदे नमः। ॐ जीवन्मुक्ताय नमः। ॐ जीर्णमन्दिरोद्धारकाय नमः। ॐ तपोवनशिष्याय नमः। ॐ तपस्विने नमः। ॐ तापनाशनाय नमः। ॐ तीर्थस्वरूपाय नमः। ॐ तेजस्विने नमः। ॐ देहातीताय नमः। ॐ द्वन्द्वातीताय नमः। ॐ दृढनिश्चयाय नमः। ॐ धर्मसंस्थापकाय नमः। ॐ धीमते नमः। ॐ धीराय नमः। ॐ धैर्यप्रदाय नमः। ॐ नारायणाय नमः। ॐ निजानन्दाय नमः। ॐ निरपेक्षाय नमः। ॐ निःस्पृहाय नमः। ॐ निरुपमाय नमः। ॐ निर्विकल्पाय नमः। ॐ नित्याय नमः। ॐ निरञ्जनाय नमः। ॐ परमाय नमः। ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः। ॐ पावनाय नमः। ॐ पावकाय नमः। ॐ पुरुषोत्तमाय नमः। ॐ प्रसन्नात्मने नमः। ॐ फलासक्तिरहिताय नमः। ॐ बहुभक्ताय नमः। ॐ बन्धमोचकाय नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मनिष्ठाय नमः। ॐ ब्रह्मपराय नमः। ॐ भयनाशनाय नमः। ॐ भारतगौरवाय नमः। ॐ भूम्ने नमः। ॐ महावाक्योपदेशकाय नमः। ॐ महर्षये नमः। ॐ मधुरस्वभावाय नमः। ॐ मनोहराय नमः। Om Mahatmane Namah. Om Medavine Namah. Om Yadatmane Namah. Om Yajnakrite Namah. Om Lokaprasiddhaya Namah. Om Vamine Namah. Om Vibhave Namah. Om Vinodapriyaya Namah. Om Vinayashilaya Namah. Om Vitaragaya Namah. Om Vedanta Vedyaya Namah. Om Shantaya Namah. Om Shanti Pradaya Namah. Om Shastrodharakaya Namah. Om Shuddha Sattvaya Namah. Om Shruti-paaragaaya Namah. Om Shrotriyaya Namah. Om Sannyasine Namah. Om Samabuddhaye Namah. Om Satchidanandaya Namah. Om Sarvahita Chintakaya Namah. Om Satya Sankalpaya Namah. Om Santushtaya Namah. Om Sadhave Namah. Om Sumanase Namah. Om Suhrude Namah. Om Swayam Jyotishe Namah. Om Sthita Prajnaya Namah. Om Kshama-shilaya Namah. Om Jnana-murtaye Namah. Om Jnana-yogine Namah. Om Jnana-triptaya Namah. Om Nitya-shuddha-buddha-mukta-swarupaya Namah. Om Nitya-shuddha-buddha-mukta-swarupaya Namah. Om Nitya-shuddha-buddha-mukta-swarupaya Namah. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namah. Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namah. My thanks to the organizers. He organized, almost coordinated all the week-long program. Thank you. One more day, Friday. So today we are seeing the 91st name. We started with Shantaya Namaha on Sunday. Shanti Pradaya Namaha, that is Monday. Shastra Uddharakaya Namaha, that is Tuesday. Shuddha Sattvaya Namaha, that was yesterday. And today is Shruti-paaragaaya Namaha. Somebody's phone is on. So, I can hear the sound. That is called Shruti. So let us see these two words, Shruti and Paraga. There are two words, Shruti-paaragaaya Namaha. Paraga means, par means crossing over. Uske par. Crossing over. Param gacchati iti paragaha. One who has crossed or gone beyond. He who has crossed or he who has gone beyond. Beyond what? Shruti. Now this word Shruti is to be understood properly. The knowledge is gained only by two sources by us. By seeing and by hearing. These are the only two sources by which we gain knowledge, appropriate knowledge. And even in that, hearing is more important than seeing. And I'll tell you why. Shravanat jnanam bhavati. This is stated as a very important statement. By listening alone, true knowledge takes place. Let us say you get a child here, which is just a year or two old, or year old, let us say. And I ask, what is this? The child which has never seen an object like this would look at it, it will see, but cannot say what it is. Somebody had to say to the child, this is flask. What is this? It's thermoflask, or what is that? Thermoflask. So when that child hears this word, thermoflask, it may not even have that words formed in the mind because it has not started reading. It does not know letters. But it hears the sound. Thermoflask. In its, what do you call that? Its own undeveloped speech. Temmalak. What is that? What will it say? Temmalak. But it has heard something. That's why when you have Gita chanting competition, the youngest one will be the most tough to judge. You know why? Because it hears and exactly it repeats the same thing. So if the teacher made a mistake, the child will make the same mistake. If the mother makes a mistake, the child will make the same mistake. In one exam, there were 2 boys who were caught. Math exam. So they went to the principal, and the principal said, I think you both copied each other. Why do you say? Because all the mistakes he did, you did exactly the same mistake. How is that? They said we had the same teacher. So, if the child hears the word thermoflask, it has no idea what it means. But it knows that this is thermoflask. Alright. Next day when you ask the child, what is this? What will it say? Thermoflask. It saw but did not know what it is. When it heard, it knows what it is. Right? So also, please understand, Shravanat Jnanam. But knowledge takes place only when you hear it. Seeing also gives an idea about what it is, but you do not know what it is. You see it, but you do not know it. This is very important understanding. Please follow me through. Seeing is possible, but knowing is not possible. Knowing is possible only when you are told by someone who knows it. If nobody knows what this is, what would the child know? It will ask, what is this? What is this? Everybody is, I don't know what it is. It's happened in Kenopanishad. There is a story that the Devatas and Rakshasas, when they fought with each other, and then Devatas won the victory, and they were all celebrating, having a party. Especially these 3 important Devatas, Indra, Vayu and Agni. That is, Indra, the lord of the heavens, Vayu, the air, Agni, the fire. They were the prominent ones. Suddenly there appeared in this corner a bright spot, a bright illuminating figure. So Indra looked at it and said, what is that so brilliantly shining there? I have no idea. Hey Vayu, can you go and see what it is? So Vayu goes there, lord of wind, and goes in front of that bright spot and asks, who are you? Kosi. Kosi means kaha asi. Who are you? So the bright light responded saying that, you tell me who you are and then I'll tell you who I am. So this Vayu got a little offended. You don't know me? You know, the ego. You don't know me? I am wind. What do you do? I can lift anything. I can just fly off, make everything fly. Is it so? There appeared a blade of grass. Try to lift that. And he was kind of, again, intimidated or offended by that. What do you mean? Blade of grass you are giving me? You did not hear the news in India that 100 people died because of my storm today? I didn't hear. Try. It couldn't do it. It couldn't even move an inch, a fraction, a fraction of a, what do you call, meter or millimeter, it could move. It wouldn't move. It got very afraid. It said, in front of this bright, brilliant light, I lost all my power. Failing to understand what it is, it came back. So Indra asked, what happened? I have no idea. I lost all my power in front of it. All right. Then he asked, fire, you go. So fire went there, the same thing. Who are you? He said, you tell me who you are. I can burn anything. Is it so? Okay. Burn this grass. It can do it. It also got very offended and afraid. It came back. What happened? I couldn't. I lost all my power. So Indra said, no, let me go myself. So Indra went there and light disappeared. So he was quite taken aback. You know, those two people at least could see it and talk to it. I couldn't do it. There appeared in the Upanishad, said, Shruti-paaragaaya, the goddess of knowledge. And she said, you all have been celebrating your victory, but you do not know how you won the victory. And this is because of this. And this is known as Brahman. In other words, what is already there in us, we are unable to know unless we are introduced to that. Just as this flask is not known as flask, if nobody knows about it. We see it, but we don't know it. Isn't it? So, Shravanat Jnanam. By hearing alone, the knowledge takes place. Therefore, the entire gamut of knowledge that is available to us today is known to us, according to the Vedas, from the unknown, it is known. It is given to us as knowledge. That is the reason why Vedas do not have Amanushya, it is called. It is not written by anybody. Nobody claims authorship for this. It is called Apaurusheya. It is not written by any human being or any living being. Let me ask a simple question about scientific fact also. Now, if you throw a ball outside, you go, and let us say the boy is playing a basketball. He throws a ball up there in the sky, in the air. What happens to that ball? It comes down. Now, that is a phenomenon we take it for granted. Do you know why? Now we know. Why? Somebody is pulling it down. Some power is pulling it down. The center of gravity, the gravity that is taking everything down to the center of the earth. Now, it was happening even before Newton. It is not happening at that time. It was happening before. But nobody asked the question. They did not know why. But when he asked that question, why it is happening, nobody had an answer. Is it not? Then he started observing the phenomena and came up with the theory, and he tabulated and said that this is how it is. That is knowledge. How? Observation. The science goes through this process of, first of all, looking at an effect and trying to find out the cause. And the process is observation, analysis, categorization, and explanation. And that is how science has been progressing. In the same way, the knowledge of the highest truth also started with observation. And the rishis who sat down to think about who or what is that in this world that is making us or me conscious of everything. What is this consciousness? Why am I aware of things? I am aware of my thoughts and feelings and emotions and everything. I am able to be aware of my body and its sensations, and through which I am aware of the world around. What is this awareness? In the deep contemplation, it is said, they got revealed the truths as though they heard it. And that is why it is called Shruti. Shruti means what is heard. Therefore, the entire set of the knowledge that is available to us, which we call it as Vedas, are known as Shruti. And the one who has heard the Shruti is a Rishi. And that's why when you do Gayatri Mantra also, Gayatri Mantra was not composed by Vishwamitra. He saw it. He heard it. And so, therefore, we say whenever we Gayatri, when we chant, before that you have to invoke the Rishi who had brought to us. So therefore, Nishtrit Gayatri Chantaha Vishwamitra Rishihi Gayatri Chantaha Surya Savita Devata. The Chandas is Gayatri, the seer is Vishwamitra, and the Devata is Sun, Savita Devata. Then only you chant that mantra. Om Bhuhu, Om Bhuvaha, Om Suvaha, Om Mahaha, Om Janaha, Om Tabaha, Om Satyam. These are all the 7 words through which it has carried that knowledge. Om Tat Saviduhu, Varenyam, Vargo, Devasya, Dhimahi, Diyo Yonaha. And therefore he is called Rishi. Rishi means Rishyate idi Rishi, one who sees the knowledge. The next time the child looks at it, it does not try to repeat that, but it happens in the mind. Now also when you look at it, what do you see? Do you repeat? It's thermos. It is thermos. It is thermos. No, you know it. It is thermos flask. Even though it happens in your head, when you look at, oh, flower. You may not articulate it, you may not say it, but is it not, it is being done in your mind when you see the person? Oh, that is Raj. This, I don't remember her name. So, see, you connect it. You are hearing to yourself. So, the knowledge is heard, Shruti. And that is the reason why these 2 sources of knowledge are important. What you see and what you hear. And then in that too also, hearing is the most important. Om Badram Karnebihi Shrunuyama Devaha. O Lord, may we hear auspiciousness. Badram Pashyema Akshabihi Yachatraha. May we see what is auspicious. Only these 2. They don't talk about no smell, taste, touch, nothing. These are all included there. So if a person is blind and if he touches something, what form does he see? He doesn't see any form. Touch is there. So if he touches this and he touches this, he will not see the difference. Both are cloth. He does not know this is orange and this is yellow. That knowledge is absent because seeing is not there. So hearing and seeing, hearing first. That's why when we had earlier times when TV came, before TV came, we were listening to cricket commentary where? Radio. And closing our eyes. Yes. Why? Because now Kapil Dev is on the stand. He is now standing there, and the bowling takes place, and listen. We are visualizing it by just hearing it. And then came the TV, and then all the transistors, radio are thrown apart. Now we are seeing. But even hearing, it is along with that hearing, audio visual. That's why we believe in whatever is shown in the TV. I saw in the TV. Even if it is in the newspaper, that is outdated. I saw it in the TV. I saw the news. You know what is news? North, east, west, south. That is called news. Anything that comes from north, east, west, news, and that's what is news. But what we hear nowadays is nuisance only. Nothing makes new sense anyway. So here what we see is Badram Pash. But the first one is let me hear what is auspicious. Let me see what is auspicious. That's why Gurudev said it is hard for people to understand the philosophy. Then he made the BMI chart. See, this is body, this is mind, this is intellect, this is vasana, this is Om, this is perceiver, feeler, thinker, objects, emotion, thought. So you have a visualization of that idea. It's easy to understand. So in the past tradition, where there were no written, what you call, scriptures, the scriptures were not written in the first place. The knowledge was passed on by the teacher to the student only by the word of mouth. And that is the reason why the students have to be extremely alert. Because there is no reference. You cannot go back and look at a book. And you dare not ask the teacher again. Later, questions are later. So they dare not ask the questions right now. You hear first. The teacher says, I say, you hear and repeat to yourself. Still if you have a doubt, I will answer it. But I will not repeat myself. That's how Gurudev was taught by Swami Tapovanam. Swami Tapovanam was a very, very strict teacher. And he had his, very few disciples he had because not many of them could follow his discipline. He says, I will teach only once. No book reference. And next day I will ask questions. That means you should know it. So in the Vedas, if you look at it, there are 6 angas, Shad angas are called, 6 limbs of Vedas are to be taught before you open the book of Vedas first. Shiksha, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chandas, Kalpa and Jyotish. It is not in the same order, but the first one is for sure. Shiksha means phonetics. How do you pronounce the letters? And that is the reason Vedas are very particular about how do you pronounce those letters. Because if you mispronounce, meaning will change. Like yesterday I also said, Shastra and Shastra. Shastra is what? Weapon. Shastra, scripture. So if you make one single A become A, finished. Gacchati, agacchati, agacchati. A when you say coming. Gacchati goes, agacchati coming. You add one letter, it changes. And Sanskrit being a phonetic based language, every letter you pronounce, you cannot pronounce otherwise. But in English and other languages, it's not like that. Letter A can be A, sometimes it is A, is it not?
Yes.
You say apple. You are pronouncing A as what?
Short.
Huh? A. Not A. Atom bomb? Atom bomb. Atom. It is not atom. It is not apple. You don't say apple. That in English, in India they say apple. Why? Because they are used to what? A means A. And if you say A also, then it's a problem. The letter C can be sometimes C, sometimes it is Sh. Sometimes it is Ka. So when you say Chaitanya instead of say Kaitanya, there is no problem. It's a C. What? Chicago. Correct? It's not. It is Chicago. And one C is Saya, another C is Ka. So in the phonetical language like Sanskrit, the letter you pronounce cannot be otherwise. You pronounce this way and that is how it is. It cannot be any other way you can pronounce. So first thing that they teach to the student is how to pronounce the letters. It's called Shiksha. Vyakarana. Second one is grammar. How the letters are formed into sentences. Nirukta. How words have formed, in the sense what are the origin of or definition of words. Nirukta. Definition of words. Like for example, if you say, Karma, as another day I was explaining, karma, karya, kriti, kartavya, karaniya. Everything comes from the root word kr. From there it stems for. It's called a stem. Seed and stem. So the seed word should be understood. What is it? Kr. From there, karana, karana, karta, karma, kriya, kriti. It branches out. Akriti, vyakriti, samskriti. These are all prefixes. So the complexity of words are there, but if you understand the root word, it's called nirukta. You understand how the whole word has formed. So this is the one to be understood. So one is Shiksha, phonetics, Vyakarana, the grammar, Nirukta is the etymology, Chandas. How the words will form to become poetic meters. And there are hundreds and hundreds of poetic meters in Sanskrit. And the formation is very important. Like for example, when you say Gayatri Chandas, most of the deities have got Gayatri. Shiva Gayatri, Durga Gayatri, Subramanya Gayatri, Ganesha Gayatri. What we know Gayatri, when we say it's only Savita Devata, we know. Om Tat Saviduhu Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimai. There are 3 sentences of 8 letters each. They form 24 letters. Ta Si Sa Vi Tu Varenyam. Om is included. Om Tat Sa Vi Tur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. So the 24. If you make any mistake, immediately you will know that you make a mistake there. You know that there is some letter missing. So when you are pronouncing, that is the reason why it is heard. It is not written. When you are pronouncing, they know how many formations you are making. 8, 8, 8, 8. If you miss one, if it is instead of 8, it is 7. There is a mistake there. You have added something there. I mean, you have lost something. If you say instead of 8, 8 and 9, you added on your own something. That is not right. And in that also, I am not going into the details. Some of them are guru, some of them are lagu. Meaning some of them are harsh, some of them are heavy, some of them are light. The formation. Anyway. So Chandas is the next immediate thing. Next another science one has to understood. So Siksha, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chandas, Jyotisham. Astrology. You are asking me another day question. Astrology is a very important part of learning language because languages, the words are used not only for conversation between the people, but mainly a conversation with God's powers. It is not just we are conversing with each other. For that, therefore, Deva Bhasha it is. Sanskrit is called Deva Bhasha. It is not for human conversation alone, but more importantly, the conversation with the powers, hidden powers of the world. And when we are thus using words for the sake of invoking the hidden powers, you need to know which are the powers present. I cannot call out the sun when he is not here. If I call out somebody who is not here, Kumar, where is Kumar? Not there. He will not come here. Why? He is not here. So a particular planet, if it is not present in the nearby in my atmosphere, if when I am not in its proximity, I cannot invoke its power. So in the night you don't do the puja, you don't invoke you don't know any yajna yaga the karma in the night because sun is absent. And you are not supposed to chant Gayatri after sunset or before sunrise. Why? He's not there. Hello, please come. He's not there. Only come. So you should know when to call the sun. Of course, we know because we can visibly. But there are other powers, hidden powers which are there or not. How do we know? Calculations. Where are they? What distance they are? At what distance you can call them? And which are the words or which are the mantras that can be used to call a particular deity. So this understanding of which are the deities to be called based upon their availability in the galaxy where you are, that's why they need to know the longitude, latitude, where exactly you are, and what are the stars that are present, which are the planets present, and how to invoke them. That's called Jyotish. Then last one is called Kalpa. Kalpa is the methodology of invoking the deities through yajnas. What needs to be done, when the yajna can be conducted, what mantras to chant, what are the offerings that needs to be done, who has to do it, when that person can do it, what are the vidhi or whether the norms to be followed by the individual to do that. After understanding this alone, the teacher will open the book of Vedas. Now let us read it. It is like the child has to go 10 years of schooling or 12 years of schooling before going to engineering or not, or any other subject. Basic knowledge is necessary. And we say Vedas, I will open and read. You can't understand a thing. If you have not gone through Shiksha, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chandas, Jyotish and Kalpa, it is of no use. Now the entire gamut of all this is known as Shruti. So one who has studied the entire Shruti and understood what it is pointing out, he is known as Shruti-paaragaaya. One who has crossed beyond the Shruti. Now let me explain. In today's world, there are hardly anybody who would have understood or studied the entire Vedas. Very difficult. And in the past, in the ancient India, there were people who have studied all the 4 Vedas, which are so much of knowledge contained in that. And they are known as, last name, Chadurvedis. And those who know 3? Trivedi. 2? Dvivedi. 1? Vedi. We? Avedis. We don't know a thing. Chadurvedis are those people who understood all the 4 Vedas. It's very, very, you may have a last name Chadurvedi, that has no meaning. But you have, some people, what are the 4 Vedas? I think Ramayana, Mahabharata. You have to hang yourself. Rik, Yajus, Sama, Atharva. I am not going into the details of what each one has. It's a big, huge set of, ideas that are presented there. But then, what is the culmination of each of the Vedas? What do they finally tell us? The final teaching of Vedas is known as Vedanta. What do they lead us to? In the Vedas, there are many different ideas are given how to achieve powers in the world and go beyond the world and go to the Swargadi Lokas, very heavenly experiences one can have. These are also pointed out. In Gita it is said, Traigunya Vishaya Vedaha. The Vedas talk about 3 kinds of Vishayas, 3 kinds of subject matters. Let me briefly explain. Yesterday I talked about 3 things, remember? The gross body, which is tamas, and then prana body, which is rajas, and then mind intellect equipment, which is known as sattva. Right? Remember?
Yes.
Some of you are there, some of you are not there. So, the Vedas talk about gross achievements in life. Where you want to enjoy many things in this world or in the world hereafter, there are means and procedures are also given there. For example, if somebody wants progeny, one does not have child. So I want to have a child. So you tried all methods, not possible. Then there is called Putreshti Yajna is available. Putra Ishti means one who is seeking putra or son, daughter. A Putra Ishti, for Rama, that Dasharatha did that yajna. So that is a gross requirement which is in the form of kama. Kama or desire to be fulfilled. For the sake of at the physical body level, whatever enjoyments that you would like to have, this can be achieved and there are ways and means. Sadhanas are given in Vedas. That's called tamasa vishaya. Then one wants artha, name, fame, wealth, power, position, strength, political power, business achievements. Those are also there. They are called artha vishaya. They are rajas. Then one who wants to go to the various other lokas and upasanas are mentioned, how to invoke various gods and how to invoke their blessings. That is called sattva vishaya. So traigunya vishaya vedaha. What Krishna says is traigunya vishaya vedaha nistraigunya varjuna. Vedas contain 3 different gunas. You go beyond that. This is what is called Shruti-paaragaaya. So Upanishads do not talk about worldly achievements. Upanishads do not talk about attaining heavens. Upanishads do not talk about how to gain power and position, etc. in this world. They talk about how to gain moksha. Freedom from all these things. Freedom from bondage. Freedom from limitations. Freedom from an endless cycle of birth and death. Freedom for the soul to finally reach its destination. And that knowledge is called the highest. It's called Vedanam Anta. End of Vedas. End of Veda does not mean physical end of the book, but what it finally asks us to do. But many of us are so curious to learn about Vedanta without going through the Vedas. Isn't it? It's like you buy a fiction book, a crime novel, and first page, there is a murder that takes place. Now you are very curious to know what happened. Would you go to the last page? Or looking at a movie, you started the movie, first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, as soon as the movie starts, there was a murder. Now the entire story for an hour or so is about how various people are suspected, various possibilities, and then the investigator or somebody who is trying to find out who actually is the killer, why he killed, what is the motive, and all those things. The entire suspense is finally ending in finding out who the one and why he killed or she killed. Right? You want to go through the entire thing before you finally come to know. But you have a choice of, let us go and find out what is that. I finished. In 2 minutes you finish. Over. First scene, last scene. So what happens is, no doubt you have, I finished that movie. But is it really? Did you go through that movie? I learned the first verse of Bhagavad Gita and the last verse of Bhagavad Gita. First statement Bhagavan Krishna makes is, Ashochan anvashochastvam prajnavadamscha bhashase gadasona gadasomcha nanushocandi pandigaha. Meaning, men of wisdom do not worry. The last statement in Gita is Mashucha. Don't worry. Yes, it is. It is. That's what he says. The statement he makes is don't worry. The last statement is don't worry. It has to be same. It is called, in our scriptural language, what we say is upakrama upasamhara. This should be the same. The statement that you make in the beginning must be this last statement you make. Upakrama upasamhara. It should be the same. You cannot start with don't worry. I know what I will tell you how not to worry. And the last statement is so keep worrying. That cannot be the correct knowledge. This gives a guidelines how to talk also. What you start with is what you end in. You cannot start with something and then end contradictory something else. So yes, he said don't worry, and the last also he did. Why? How not to worry? That's the whole thing. The whole 700 verses of teaching is what? How not to worry. Similarly, in this fiction, yes, murder took place and he found finally who murdered, but the whole process, how? And why? Is it not? So, we are all so eager. Vedant padenge. Veda nahi padenge. Vedant padenge. No doubt that is good. But what do the Vedas teach us? How to overcome the desires so that you are ready for Vedanta. You understand what the Vedas point out and see that that is not I want. I don't want this. And such a student alone is really ready for Vedanta. Parikshalokan karmachitan brahmanaha nirvedamayat nastya kritakritena. Tadvijnanartam sugurumeva abhigachet. Shrotriyam no. Tadvijnanartam sugurumeva abhigachet. Samitpanihi shrotriyam brahmanishtam. Shrotriyam tomorrow we'll see. Shruti-paaragaaya Namah, it comes later. That's why I don't take it up now. Where or why should he go to a teacher? Having understood that all that is said in the Vedas, I don't want. Without reading, you would say, I don't want. Later on, somebody says, do you know it is there? Huh? It is there. So, if you have still the desire for what is said there and you have just bypassed it, let us say that you have taken a shortcut to go somewhere and you reached there. Other person who came through all the city and town, etc., and stopped down various there places. He had a Starbucks coffee and then he had poti dosa and then all those things. He came and then he reached, and then you say, you are also reaching there. You probably had a shortcut, and then say, so how did you come? I came with the shortcut. Did you not have a Starbucks coffee break there? Is it there? I missed it. Now, while going, you go back. So, who is Shruti-paaragaaya? One who has understood that the Vedas have relevance, but not to me. Because I do not have a desire to experience what is stated there. That's why in Nirvedamaya, that's in that verse, he has become dispassionate about that. This dispassion is not because he had a bitterness in life. Many times we have, great vairagya coming when, it's called smashana vairagya. If somebody died, let's say your own very close person, maybe your uncle or a friend or anybody else, kya leke gaya wo? Empty heart, He came, we all came with empty-handed. We are going to go back empty-handed. What is all this? I don't want anything in my life. Shanti bas. How long? Till you reach home. This is called smashana vairagya. Burial ground vairagya. Only that much. अब सुन लिया स्वामी जी को मैं vairagya आ गया मुझे. I learned from Guruji that vairagya. After some time you go back to the whole thing. So who really is Shruti-paaragaaya? He the one who had decisively, conclusively, determinedly, with confidence has said, I don't want anymore. Even if they are attractive. That's why Gita, before starting to teach Arjuna, very clearly Krishna says, Shruti pradipannade yatastyasthati nischala samadha vachala buddhihi tata yogam avapsyasi. Shruti pradipanna te buddhihi achala tishtati. When your mind has become completely steady in spite of hearing various possibilities from the Vedas. Shruti vipradipanna, meaning what is said in the Shruti of various means and methods of reaching various goals and pleasures. Te buddhihi achala tishtati. Your buddhi is staying steady. Samadho achala. In that state of mind where it has become completely steady. Then tata yogam avapsyasi. Then you will reach the highest. So, no doubt, Gurudev also had studied under his teacher, and he did not study the entire Vedas. He only was taught Vedanta because there are not many people who actually go through the entire Vedas and reach to Vedanta. In the past, the tradition was the student, when you do the Upanayam, intention of the whole process is the boy is initiated into study of Vedas. He was taken by the father to the teacher, and thereafter, father and mother, son is nothing connection, only the teacher. For the next 10, 12 years, the boy is going to be with the teacher. Teacher is his father, and teacher's wife is his mother. That's what he is going to live there with the rest of the students. They learn Siksha, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chandas, Jyotisham, Kalpa, and then all the teachings of Vedas. And by the time the fellow is 18 years old, after 15, 16 years of learning or more, then the boy comes, he's going back to home to continue his profession, whatever he has to do, or get married. The teacher advises him. That's what we do during graduation. Remember, every year? Remember, at the end of graduation we chant? Anushasana Parva. Anushasana portion. There it says, Prajadantum ma vyavatseti. Don't cut down the traditional line of, marriage and then taking progeny, etc. And then, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atidhi Devo Bhava, Yanyana Vadyani Karmani, Tani Sevidavyani, No Yitarani. All those things are taught to the student, saying that now you have learned everything, go back and practice it. So in the Grihasthashram, he is going to use what he has learned in the Vedas. And when he comes to the stage of 50 years old, when his son or daughter has given birth to grandchildren, meaning he has got grandchildren, the moment you see the face of your grandchild, you're ready for Vanaprastha. Thereafter, your connection with your family is no more. No more means you reduce your interaction with the worldly affairs. Then you go to the Upasana, a state where you go into worship of the Lord and quietude. This is why they go into the forest, Vanaprastha. What do they do at that time? They leave the Vedic rites and they get into Vedanta, which they were already taught. And they start pursuing that. And when they completely gain that control of the mind and meditation, then sannyas. This is the tradition. When Shankaracharya came into the picture in the 8th century, or what the scholars believe it to be, he said there is no need for us to go through the Grihasthashram to get into sannyas. You can learn everything in the Brahmacharya Parva, then go straight from there to sannyas. That's what he did. There is no need to go through the process of Grihasthashram and Vanaprastha and then sannyas. If you have, provided you have Vairagya, provided you have completely seen the emptiness of the entire worldly process. Such a person alone can directly go from Brahmacharya, that is the state of bachelorhood, to renunciation. So he brought the tradition of not necessarily going through the rituals of Vedas. So the later sadhus and sannyasins who have taken to that path, so they have moved from, instead of studying the Vedas, they started studying directly Vedanta. But then, only when you really feel that your desires about the worldly things are no more, then only you become Shruti-paaragaaya. Shrutehe param gacchati saha yaha Shruti-paaragaaya tasmai Shri Gurudevaya Namah. Shruti-paaragaaya Namah. So there are salutations to that teacher who has given up the pursuits of Vedic ways and means to achieve worldly gains, understood the things pointed out by the Vedanta and has reached there. So the Vedanta gives only a pointer, shows where to go. Just like GPS only gives you direction. Only if you follow, you will reach that point. You read, like earlier times we had maps, right? Instead of GPS, which is guiding you, road by road, go take a left, take a right. Earlier we had the map, and then you look at the whole thing. Okay, from here, oh, this road and here and there. Oh, okay, I have to reach. I've reached. By looking at the map, you have not reached anywhere. Or even memorizing. I know all the maps by heart. Anybody else who wants to go anywhere, I can tell you exactly where the route is. Have you gone? No. If you have not gone, you will not know what are the obstacles. Whether the map is right or not, you will know. That is said in the map. How do I know whether it's right or wrong? That's what is said in the map. This is what most scholars do. Our Gurudev used to make fun of it. These scholars and philosophy professors, they talk about it, but never reached there at all. So you ask them, are you sure? That's what I heard. They are not sure about it. So what are the possible obstacles on the way? No idea. One who has gone there can tell us this is the way and these are the possible pitfalls. You know about the story by Richard Bach, the book? Richard Bach's Eagle. No. Seagulls. Jonathan Livingston Seagull. That seagull had tried to go beyond its limits and reached there, and then comes back and tries to tell others. Nobody believed. You read that book, it's very interesting. Long time back, I read, almost 30 years back. So, and then that Richard, the Livingston Seagull, he guides the other ones. Many of them follow, but ultimately look back, only 2 of them are there. Finally, there is only one. And even as finally that younger one, which is being guided by the Livingston Seagull, reaches the point of the ocean, and that young one is enthralled by the beauty of this blue, mighty ocean, and it is rolling on the sands, and say, wow, what a place. Thank you so much for guiding me to this point. And then this Livingston Seagull looking at it, now it is your time to go back. You go back and do the same thing which I did for you. No, I don't want to go. No choice. If I had not gone, you would not be here. And if you don't go, others won't be here. In the same way, people like Gurudev who have reached the highest, if he did not come back to us to tell, we would not even know what is Bhagavad Gita. We may know Pakatati Gita, but not Bhagavad Gita. The Tamil joke anyway. We don't know what it is. So that we would have... You know Tamil, huh? Okay, no, she's laughing. So, we would not know what it means. It's just another book. Many people, you go back in India and everybody has a book at home. Or they never opened the book. Never opened the book. Even when I was growing up, my father had the collection of many books. When I grew up, I never looked at those things. I went to James Harley Chase and Enid Blyton or so many other things. I never went into the one cupboard full of these scriptures were there. I never opened it. But later on, when I finished Sandipani and I went back and they opened that one, my God, what a collection. My daddy only smiled. It was there even before you were born. I had no interest. It was there. So in the same way, those books did not make any sense at that time to me. So if Gurudev had not introduced us to this, you would not know what this is. Many people, Balvihar parents also come, Swamiji, my father used to say, I never had any intention to read any of the Upanishads or Gita. Now it makes all the sense. When I go back and start reading Upanishads, their parents, what happened to you back in years there? What are you doing there? And your children start chanting stotrams, the local ones don't know what are they doing there. It is to say that the person who has reached the highest, when he had realized the truth, he takes the responsibility to come back and illumine all of us, inspire all of us. And that such a one was Gurudev, who had gone beyond what is the teachings of Shruti, acme of it. Shruti-paaragaaya, one who has gone beyond the scriptures. Such a one is being worshipped as one who had taken the great compassionate gesture of leading all others towards that point. And how he could do it? Because he had the thoroughness in that understanding. And the one who had the thoroughness in knowing that knowledge is known as Shrutriya. Shrutriya means one who has gained the scriptural knowledge, with utmost clarity. That is tomorrow. Shrutriya. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari